Hello and welcome to Markout Moments WrestleMania recap and pre-show for night 2. Yesterday, the fun director, Justin, and I did our night 1 pre-show. I think the only match I lost was I had Orton going over. Technically I lost the first. So I went 5-2 because I thought maybe the Vision would go over on the Usos and LA Knight with a little bit of swervery with the Usos maybe turning heel, but that did not happen.
Well, they would have had Braun Breaker, shown up with the Vision instead of waiting until Seth Rollins to run out.
Was Paul Heyman even with them?
Yeah, he was. No, he was with Braun Breaker.
Yeah, but he wasn't with the Vision.
Oh no,
with Theory and
his contract only allows for one appearance per show.
Oh yeah, right. That guy's on.
It seemed like I saw him standing on the stage behind them when they were at the top of the stage.
Was he? I didn't see him.
I thought I saw him standing at maybe it was just the poster, and they had him in the corner of the poster.
Mike Kling says they managed to outdo WrestleMania 9.
That's pretty good because they're only halfway through the show.
I described this to some friends in another chat this morning. Is that this was not even top 35 WrestleMania?
Matches were okay, just way too short.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you because now I would consider myself a casual viewer. Matches were just right in length for me because it wasn't holding my attention much longer.
Well, you can't tell me the women's world title match with Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan got 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
I felt like they sent it home early. I mean, it felt like all of a sudden we got to a point where it was over. Like, where did that come from? I felt like they got cut short, and I think the ref may have told them to take it home. But this was nothing more than a glorified Raw with really cool entrances.
I agree. So here we go. Other than, you don't normally see 3 title changes on one Raw.
Well, me and you on the other night on my show, we did our picks, and I didn't get the first one. I got the second one. I didn't get the third one. I got the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, and I didn't get the seventh one.
No, I guess technically I didn't get the tag match either. I said it'd be Bellas or Lyra.
Well, yeah, but if I would have known that they were gonna, as soon as Paige was inserted, I knew I knew the outcome at that point.
Yeah.
And we
how
didn't
about the outfit of the Irresistible Forces with the white Demolition throwback?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I saw him come out, I immediately thought, "Oh, cool! Look at him doing Lord Humongous for Sid." And then they showed Demolition. Then they showed Demolition, and I'm like, "Oh, I get it," because I'm freaking 60. I know that Sid was Lord Humongous.
I thought that Lash Legend looked great.
When does she not?
Nia Jax needed to have those pants rethought because it looked like someone might have gotten lost up in that camel toe. It was not flattering for her. Not at all.
Knuckle.
Huh?
Camel toe or moose knuckle?
Grand Canyon, it looked like. The white on top of the way it sat on it was. Oh, I felt so bad for her.
Darren Staley says too many shenanigans.
I got to ask Coach Keith, is that face palming because I thought it was Lord Humongous?
Yeah. Darren Staley says too many shenanigans.
That's what WrestleMania is. WrestleMania is all shenanigans.
I don't mind shenanigans. You go back to when Cody beat Roman Reigns a couple years ago. That whole match was shenanigans, and everybody just says it's one of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time.
No, it's ass. It's
too many shenanigans. Let's think about the WrestleMania 1 main event. You got Liberace ringing a little bell before there. You got Muhammad Ali prancing around the outside. Billy Martin's timekeeping, he's half drunk. Don't tell me too many shenanigans.
There was no shenanigans during the match.
Celebrity shenanigans.
There's no shenanigans during the match until Bob Orton jumped off the top rope and clocked his tag, Mr. Wonderful with the cast.
You had Muhammad Ali trying to take shots at people from the outside as a referee.
No, he was the referee.
All right, so Tim and I will agree on this. The greatest moment of WrestleMania last night.
That was hilarious.
I don't get it. This is why, like, I actually liked the main event. And then they did that, and I'm like, what are we doing?
When he got stretchered out,
sense, I don't get it.
When he got stretchered out by Jelly Roll, and he's rolling up the ramp, and he gives them the thumbs up.
And then that.
I busted out laughing.
Yes.
And see, to me, the main event is everything that's great about wrestling. I enjoyed the main event. I loved it. And I was shocked because I thought for sure Orton was winning.
Well, yeah. And I was disappointed that Orton didn't win. But I was also like, why did he turn on Jelly? I mean, why did he turn on Pat McAfee?
So when Pat McAfee got RKO'd, I was expecting a full Cody heel turn right there.
I say there was too much. This was a classic example. If you confuse them, you lose them. And I mean, and I liked that he used the belt, and I liked that he did the punt. And I'm curious now where we're going. But the whole Pat McAfee thing was like, I don't get it. Also, it's kind of silly that he got stretchered out, and he just happened to be ready with a neck brace and a referee shirt.
Well, they had it in the back. I mean, he took it from a referee, and
there's tons of referees back there,
and there's always a neck brace in wrestling.
Picture back up. Put the picture back up. There's no WWE logo on that referee shirt.
He has it on backwards.
It's inside out. He was obviously damaged. He didn't know what he was doing. By the way, that looks like Dave after a long day of boating.
If I had hair, yes. Beard.
I want to give a shout out to the Fatu. What I did like about the Fatu Drew McIntyre match is that most of what they fought with were things that should be around a wrestling ring.
Yes. However, I have one issue with that match.
Oh, I got a huge issue with it, but go ahead.
Well, you had blood in Cody and Randy, but you have no blood in Fatu and McIntyre when Drew McIntyre literally struck him in the face with a wrench.
Yeah. That and the
Samoan skin is
a non-sanctioned.
Samoan skin.
This is a non-sanctioned match. It's a lights out match. A lights out match should not ever be second on a card.
You know what? That's the one thing I said.
So the stipulation should have been thrown out. You could have done any kind of. You could have called it anything else, but the fact that you called it a lights out match, unsanctioned, on the second match of the card, and went to the trouble to send the referee out with no logoed shirt on to show that it was non-sanctioned, it was just poor placement on a WrestleMania card.
Now we know where McAfee stole the shirt.
Now you know where he got his no logo shirt right there.
No, because Dan Engler was wearing a black shirt, just a black shirt.
Well, they had multiple back there
with your logic
in case he got sperm on it or something.
No, I watched this as a referee, and I'm gonna tell you another thing that I liked was in the Gunther Seth match that when he hit him with two chairs, and you're like, why is this not a disqualification? It's because the match hadn't started.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I said was, that's disqualification. What are we, AEW now? And then they got in the ring and the bell rang. I'm like, oh, the match hadn't started. Makes sense. And then Wade Barrett immediately pointed out to the people listening that because the match hadn't started is why there was no disqualification for the chairs. That meant a lot. I popped for that. That was really good production on WWE's part that you would do that. But then you used that the match hadn't started twice in the same show. And I'm like,
yeah, because they did it again in the main event.
Right.
I didn't have a lot. I thought
all of this is all these people tune in to watch it. Half of them to hate watch it because they just want to bitch about it. Like,
yes,
just enjoy the show.
No, I just
if you get on Twitter and you watch and you look at people's comments, half bitching, half enjoying. But I mean, like, I bitched, but what I bitched about was the shortness of everything.
Well, yeah,
the matches were fine. The matches were fine. The main event, I thought the main event and Rollins and Gunther were excellent matches. My only complaint, like I said, I thought Fatu and McIntyre was fine, except for there was no color, and there should have been color in that match. Well, everything else was okay, but my two gripes really are, I thought that Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer should have gotten double what they got. And I think that the I Show Speed Logan Paul Usos thing that was way too short.
Oh, I thought that was fine. It was a pre-show match. I mean,
Yeah, I thought it went perfect, and I like
7 minutes with that. Too short.
it
I
was
like
a pre-show
I
match.
Show Speed.
They're still trying to sell the event.
tremendous.
That whole thing, what they did was, and I don't have a problem with it, but they're going to clip that final splash from the top rope through the table, and it's going to get a bajillion views, and WWE will make a ton of money.
Well, here's when the main event, when they started showing Cody and Randy, like, and I'm like, is it already the main event? This is what I did. I went like this. Yeah. Okay, it's the main event, because I'm like, we're already to it. So that was how I felt.
But one of the gripes is between the end of Liv Morgan, Stephanie Vaquer, it was 40 minutes before the main event started.
Yeah,
that's a little lot.
So I would have liked a little more in the matches. I don't know why we didn't give more time to. You can't cut the matches short at a WrestleMania. The commercials are what they are. And honestly, I'm on Zoom with friends and we're talking and we're having a good time. So
you know what made the commercials so bad? The worst part about the commercials is it was the same 6 commercials every time. If I see that crackhead Alabama strength coach anymore, I'm going to scream.
That's the price that you pay for not paying $69 to watch this event.
Yep.
69.
60.
That's what they were.
I think the last time I paid for a WrestleMania, it was like $70.
Oh, that you mean that? Well, I mean, when I was on Peacock and on the WWE network, I didn't have to watch crackhead commercials the whole time. And I'm pretty sure I know how to play WWE 2K26 from watching that commercial, and I don't even own the game.
But what I'm saying is they paid, when these companies start paying all this money for the content, they have to advertise to try to get some of it back. It's not a charity case.
Exactly.
I mean, I know that, but like, I don't have a problem with the Slim Jim table, the Slim Jim ladder. I don't even notice the stuff in the ring. Don't even notice it. But I'd much prefer, like, hey, why don't you throw a Coke can at somebody's head? Let's get that spot placement in there. I don't need 50 commercials.
There's a guy that makes
with the same 6 commercials.
There's a guy that makes fun of, he does comedy skits on TikTok, social media, and he actually does a really good Conrad Thompson impression.
Oh, I've
seen it. Yeah.
Well, he did a recap, and it was like Triple H, but every time they'd go to Triple H talking about something, he'd work in a sponsor. And he'd work, and it was a really entertaining skit this morning with this recap of everything. But I want to praise WWE cinematography for this event. This was the best camera work. Like, they showed Stephanie Vaquer and they blurred Liv out in the corner. They had all the participants in the ring. They had all the participants in the ring crystal clear, but the background was kind of blurred with the fans.
That's the new super high definition, whatever.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, WWE has always been top notch in terms of
camera
production.
angles, like the way that they showed the I Show Speed stuff. Everything that they did as far as the presentation was spectacular.
Did we really need old girl giving birth in the ring? Rucker cracked me up. He goes, I was scared for a minute there. I thought John Cena was going to go heel in F5 pregnant Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I thought he was fixing to punch her in the gut. Because, Cena don't want no kids. He's going.
Well, when she came out, I started saying to myself, I was like, she looks like she's packed on a few pounds. I wonder if she's pregnant.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's pregnant.
But she's legitimately, her finger injury is very severe. And they botched the surgery and had to do it again. There's a chance that, I don't know how much that affects her actual wrestling. There's a chance she's never going to be in the ring again because of this injury to her hand.
I just cut it off like Ronnie Lott. You'd be fine.
She'd be back for night 2 if I were the surgeon.
Yeah.
Lop it off, put a Band-Aid on. But to your point, Dave, I did notice the stuff on the mat in a good way, because I can remember watching wrestling when they couldn't get sponsors. They couldn't get anyone to touch that product. No. And now they have people fighting for it. It's crazy.
for my 50th birthday in Dallas. It was the same time as WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 1?
2016. My 50th birthday.
I was there.
Yeah, listen, well, we went to Dick's Last Resort after the Hall of Fame, and we're celebrating my birthday. And celebrating your birthday at Dick's Last Resort, they bring you an ice bucket, like a fancy ice bucket for like champagne, and it had a fifth of MD 2020 Blue Raspberry. That was the first time in my 50 years that I had ever drank Mad Dog 2020. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it was pretty good. But I tell you that to tell you that at no time in my life have I ever thought I would see a commercial for Mad Dog 2020, let alone on WrestleMania. I don't know if y'all know this, but for years, the company that makes it did not like the nickname Mad Dog. That was a street nickname for it. The MD stands for Mogan David. It's the Mogan David Wine Company. It's a kosher wine. But they also put out MD 2020, which came in pints and fifths for winos. And I'm just telling you, now they've leaned into the Mad Dog name, which, but they always were kind of uppity about it and resented. The salesmen were told not to call it Mad Dog because the MD stands for Mogan David. But I got tickled at it because I sold many a pint of MD 2020 in my day.
Drank many or sold?
No,
many?
I grew up selling Thunderbird, Night Train, Swiss Up, and MD 2020 to winos. I never wanted to.
Pondwater lived in the good part of town.
I worked it, yeah. I mean, as we all know, my storied past about being bit, hit, shot,
and shit.
That was when he was born.
I've had a lot. So
all right, well,
Wild Irish recap. Rose, I did sell a lot of Wild Irish Rose, Darren Staley.
Quick recap here. Usos and LA Knight go over the Vision and IShow Speed. Logan Paul then calls IShow Speed a moron and starts beating him up. Tables get turned. Usos and LA Knight lay out Logan Paul, put him on the table. IShow Speed goes flying. Like I said, that's going to get just buku views on all the social media.
That's why they put him on the pre-show.
Yeah. Well, for sure, Logan Paul and IShow Speed were on the pre-show to get those eyes. Yep. And I'm interested to see what the ratings are. Match 2, Jacob Fatu goes over Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is supposedly leaving to film a movie. And some people say he might be done, but McIntyre? That's to be seen.
Well, he's my age, so
can we indulge Coach Keith real quick?
What?
Next, we're going to see commercials for Colt 45. Now, me and Coach Keith saw Colt 45 commercials. We saw Red Fox and we saw Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams, yeah.
So tell me, Coach, who in 2027 is going to be in the Colt 45 commercial?
Dave.
Probably
Chappelle.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. I like it.
No, Kevin.
You
Hart
had your
I would call a smooth brother.
You had your 4-way women's tag team title match. Nikki Bella couldn't go. Paige is back. Paige and Brie Bella win the titles. New Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch gets one over on referee Jessica Carr and AJ Lee.
Didn't hate it.
Matches did we have?
Didn't hate it. I knew there was some storytelling going on. Something's coming with Jessica Carr and Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with it because when a referee wrestler angle's well done, it's very entertaining. I think it's coming. Also, the Paige thing, I think, like I said, I felt like when I saw she was interjected into the match that they were going to win.
Yeah, and, as soon as she was in, I knew it was.
And I even pointed out to my friends that her first night in, she won a championship. So her first night back, she won a championship. So that was kind of fun callback.
You had
and
Gunther.
She's very good in tag team situations, as you know.
You had Gunther beat Seth Rollins with a returning Braun Breaker. And the only thing that sucked was the long running spear from Braun Breaker was shit.
He was blown the hell up by the time he got to him.
That wasn't on him though.
No, Seth Rollins was out of position. He was a little bit too far over. So
out on that spear, he jumped.
Yeah,
quick.
That would have been epic if we'd have gotten an ISHO speed spear from the Royal Rumble last year out of that.
Man, and also it made sense to turn on ISHO speed and give him his shine back because he does make his living as a social media influencer. And he gets to leave there as a hero, and it puts him back.
Well, and he the whole time he was reluctant. So I mean, it was one of those things.
I mean, even Frito-Lay that I work for with our flavor swap have put ISHO speed on a bag of Doritos, the Ruffles cheddar sour cream flavored Doritos. We have ISHO. We used influencers this year for the flavor swaps, and I don't know who the other people on the other two bags are, but I knew who ISHO speed was from wrestling. And
well, the only reason I know Logan Paul and ISHO speed is from wrestling. So
yeah, but they're not in your age group. That's why.
Not even close.
Nope.
I bet your daughters knew who ISHO speed was.
Then we got back to the old Divas way of wrestling with a very short women's championship match with Liv Morgan going over Stephanie Becker. And then your main event, Cody Rhodes successfully defends the undisputed championship against Randy Orton. And I mean, I said it last night that they start the match before the bell. Cody Rhodes gets attacked and then gets the upper hand, throws Pat McAfee outside the ring, and then Jelly Roll makes an appearance and does a super splash on the table, destroying one Pat McAfee.
That table legit broke too.
It shattered.
Yeah.
And I said it last night. I'll say it again. Jelly Roll's better than the Young Bucks. Pat McAfee makes his return at the end of the match, gets RKO'd. Cody Rhodes misses the kick to the balls, but they show it like 5 times, but he's nowhere near the wiener parts. So,
hey, you don't know that for certain.
Yeah, well, unless it's really low.
AJ Lee's head nowhere near that turnbuckle either.
No, and Cody Rhodes totally missed a kick.
They showed the back angle where it actually looked like she might have hit it, but in live action, she didn't get her head anywhere near that turnbuckle.
So, Bleacher Report last night, not good. The Vision and ISHO Speed versus the Usos in LA Knight, they gave it a D. Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, they gave it a B+. The Women's Fatal 4-Way, they gave it a C+. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, they gave it a B-. Seth Rollins versus Gunther, they gave it a B. Stephanie Becker versus Liv Morgan, a B. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, a D. Hey. The overall rating for night 1, D+. I don't buy that. I gave the show a 6 out of 10, maybe 7
Bleacher
out of 10.
Report is owned by Viacom. What the hell are they going to say?
Dude, I got to tell you, that's almost comical about the main event. The main event was better than that. The finish that you take off for the finish because the finish didn't make any sense. What did they give the women's IC match?
A B-.
A B-. Jesus Christ. It was all right until they started botching everything towards the end. And I'm not even sure that, I mean, Becky never had her hair until she slipped. When AJ Lee slipped off of Becky grabbed her by the hair. And they're trying to say she made her fall because of the hair. They started botching from that point. And that match had potential, and it was just a little too botchy for me. But to tell me the main event was worse than that, Bleacher Report is full of shit.
Main event was great.
Bleacher Report was the first landing spot for AEW pay-per-view, so I don't trust a damn thing they say.
All right, well, we're on to night 2. We have 6 matches tonight.
What did y'all grade the night 1?
I graded it 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. What about you, Timmy?
I'd go 7. I liked it better than everyone else.
It was fine. I just thought the matches were too short. But like the IC match, it wasn't a good match. The women's 4-way tag, you got what you got out of it. But, I expected a little more from the Vision and the Usos with them. I expected more on that pre-match. I think some color would have been nice in Fatu and McIntyre, like I said. And then, we could have gotten a couple more minutes out of Rollins and Gunther.
But I thought that match was
15
incredible.
fine. Match was great. I mean, those two, like I told my wife, I said, these two guys right here are the best workers in the business.
Well, we all know I use a jar scale, 1 to 5 palm water jars, and I'm giving it a solid 3. 3 jars. I'm not grading it on prior WrestleManias. It was a 3-jar event that I enjoyed. I enjoyed the wrestling that I saw. There's things I didn't like. There's things I did like. It was a glorified episode of Raw with neater entrances. That's how I'm looking at it. This was not, to me, this is not ever going to be ranked in the top 35 WrestleManias.
Well, I don't think they give a shit about the PLE experience now. Isn't what it once was. You're not going to get these.
Ain't for wrestling fans. WrestleMania is.
I'm not talking about WrestleMania.
No,
I'm talking about the
they don't care
experience
about PLEs. They care about P&Ls. The P&L. The profit and loss statement is the only thing that matters anymore.
They made a lot of money last night.
And I'm not saying that it's the WWE leadership. I'm saying it's the TKO leadership. And the WWE leadership, this is what they're saddled with.
I mean, I have seen Triple H booking. I watched NXT Black and Gold religiously when he was in charge. Yeah. And it was amazing. So I know the product that I'm seeing isn't the Triple H influence. This is coming from above him as to what he's putting out.
I think we're going to see Triple H's best work when he finally gets fired.
Yes, I do too. Triple H goes elsewhere.
But right now he's racking up millions and millions and millions of dollars.
And Triple H may get fired and you never hear from him again.
To do exactly what he's told to do. Because I'm guaranteed this, I'm not even exaggerating. PLE don't mean as much as P&L to these people. And as a shareholder, I kind of appreciate it. But as a fan, I'm having the worst wrestling week ever. And I really need tonight to pump me back up as a wrestling fan because I'm on the edge. I mean, I'm starting to realize that I'm aging out on this. They're not programming it for me anymore.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of like, you know what? My hardcore days are probably over. It's not for me anymore.
Yeah. I mean,
the AEW product is not for me either. So
yeah, and I'm not even gonna. I mean, when I sit here and tell you that I don't have as many years left in front of me as I do behind me, and the years I got coming up are not going to be wasted watching AEW.
No,
it's not for me. I'm glad it's there. I've got friends that work there, and I'm
glad people are making
they got
good
an
money.
Alternative and a way to make a living. I'm not one of those people that thinks AEW has to go away.
Nope.
But I'm just telling you, it's not for me. So I don't see any reason for me to continue. Like on my podcast, I don't talk about AEW because I don't watch it. It's not fair for me to talk about it. If I see clips, then I might comment on something if I think something's really egregious or something that I see a clip. Sometimes I see a clip because I love MJF. I can watch MJF clips all day long. But I watch their pay-per-view and there's just things, it's not for me anymore. And like anything in life, things change. And if you can't change with them, you're left behind. And when the changes that I'm seeing in professional wrestling today, sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it, like leave me behind on that. It's not for me. Like Danhausen, he's making a good point. You're saying, Dave, you're so adamant about things making sense, but why do you like Danhausen? Because I get the joke. You are cursed. And then they say, well, where did he go? But then they catch him running up the ramp. That's the Ed Wood B-movie effect that you're supposed to catch him because you're not supposed to believe that he can disappear. You're not supposed to believe that he's actually cursing, but he curses somebody. And then they slip on a banana peel or something, and then they're on their own heads because nobody wants to believe that they can do anything wrong or be less than. They've got to blame it on Danhausen. But Danhausen getting his Blimphausen, and he's entertaining. It's just fun. And they've only
he is the new R-Truth.
And that's fine. It is what it is. But if they got Danhausen if they put Danhausen on Raw Monday night and he beats Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, I'm gonna shit all over it. Like I do, like that.
Then maybe we'll get a mega match of Danhausen versus Darby Allin. It'd be cruiserweight world championships.
And I think that AEW missed a prime opportunity because Brody Lee's son wrestled this weekend. He was 14 years old, but you could have put him on Dynamite and let him beat MJF. Why not? Because he probably
he's bigger than Darby Allin, I think.
He probably wrestles better than Darby Allin. Anyway, that's not what this is about. But I'm saying is I need something big tonight out of this card to re-energize me as a wrestling fan because I'm hanging by a thread, guys.
I'm just here to enjoy it. I don't watch every Monday. I don't watch every Friday.
But I don't ever watch on Fridays. See, I watch Mondays just to kind of keep what's going on, but I to and fro. I don't sit down and watch a whole wrestling show anymore. Like I used to not miss a minute of wrestling. And now I just catch it. I always know there's a pay-per-view or whatever weekend, but other than that, I'm not dead set on it. It's
20 years ago, I'd have killed for this kind of access.
Yes.
And now, I mean, I shouldn't have to ask myself the questions are, what's going on with that? Are they booking this are they booking Unreal? I mean, is this for the Unreal? I mean, can we just get in the ring and do a match and these are the rules and let's work in the framework of the rules and try to make me believe like I am so pumped up. I am so pumped up for Brock Lesnar and Obafemi this afternoon.
There you go, Pondwater.
Yeah.
Did the Stars lose last night?
They got their ass kicked by Minnesota.
They lost to the North Stars.
No,
so the South Stars lost to the North Stars.
Yes.
The Minnesota Wild. They're horrible.
The Wild Stars.
They're horrible. If anybody from Minnesota is watching this, just turn it off because I don't, fuck y'all.
That's rude.
Yeah, my buddy Raw lives in Minnesota, the penis. All right, so it's night 2 WrestleMania. We only have 6 matches tonight.
You want me to put the PDF up?
I got everything.
Do it to it, Sweet Pea.
So our first match on ESPN first hour tonight. This is what everybody's waiting for, and we're going to get 4 minutes of hard-hitting action. Brock Lesnar and Obafemi.
No one ever says, I wish that Brock Lesnar match was longer.
I mean, to me, when he came back, he was having normal matches until the SummerSlam where he just destroyed John Cena. And then every Brock Lesnar match has been the same since, and it's been fine. I don't need to see Brock Lesnar and Goldberg go 22 minutes. 4, 5, 6 minutes for them. That's plenty.
I would love to see this match. I'd love to see this match just break down and they'll fight. I mean, out of the ring, all through the stadium, just beaten. I mean, just a complete out of control thrown out. Because this is something we could see again.
Yeah, you could build this up to even.
Why don't we have this program? Why don't we have this program all the way up until SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, yeah, because Brock can come very little between now and SummerSlam, and every time he's there, these two can fight.
I mean, there's neither. I mean, this is good Lord. This is look at this match. I mean, you're looking at the screen, man. This is going to be good.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a fun match.
This is like the Hulk and Thanos. Man, this is like, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm excited about this match.
So what are the odds on it, Dave?
All right. So your odds, Brock Lesnar plus 180. For those of you that don't know how to bet, that'd be you bet $100 on Brock Lesnar to win. If he wins, you win $180. Obafemi minus 280. So if you have to bet $280 to win $100 on Obafemi. That's how it works. Brock Lesnar plus 180, Obafemi minus 280. Who you going with, Timmy?
I mean, the money says Oba's winning, I guess. I mean, if you're going to build the SummerSlam, then yeah, you do need to put Oba over.
Brock reportedly making
right out the gate.
Brock reportedly making $1 million. I'll fight Oba for $250,000 a minute. And there's why you have so many commercials. Brock making $1 million for this match.
I think Maya Lesnar comes out, nut shots Obafemi.
She throws a shot put right into his wiener.
Exactly.
Give me Obafemi on this. I said a double DQ, a count out, an out of control situation would be perfect. But if somebody's going to get their hand raised tonight, it's going to be Oba.
Yes, I think the same thing. If someone wins, it's going to be Oba. I'm more so thinking this is going to just go crazy brawl all over the place. They throw it out.
I want to see Oba win this, and I want to see Oba. They need to strap the rocket to him and send him to the top. I mean, I don't want to ever see Oba lose. Oba needs to be on a tear. And then next year, when Colt 45 presents WrestleMania in Riyadh.
Yeah, we're going to do alcohol in a Muslim country. That's like some weed dispensary sponsoring an event in Alabama.
Yeah.
Maui Wowie presents WrestleMania.
I can tell you, with those odds, the bookmakers in England don't feel strongly either way about either guy winning.
Man, if Obafemi was the spokesman for Colt 45, you'd be seeing everybody coming out of every gas station in Jackson, Mississippi, going. Oh, I got to get AI to make that commercial. I'm on it. That's my task.
Let's do it. Do that and put it on the markoutmoments.net. All right, match 2 also on ESPN.
Here's the one. Wait to cease and desist on that, by the way.
Here's the one where not Dave Meltzer, but the other guy, Alvarez, is saying this match is going to go long and you're not going to get your finish on ESPN.
Hang on.
Who said this?
Let me address this comment, because I hope the money marks in Saudi cover the commercial revenue next year. That's a good thought, but it's the money marks at ESPN that are going to be broadcasting it.
Yeah.
Because what they're paying WWE to go, that goes in TKO's pocket. ESPN's still trying to recoup for the privilege of showing it to us.
And, I mean,
now if ESPN,
I don't know if y'all watched ESPN this week leading up, but ESPN was trying to put WWE over. There was a superstar on every damn show they had.
They've been a tremendous partner.
I think so too. It's been great.
So
I like the people bitching about it. Why is WWE on ESPN? The letter E right there. Entertainment.
We should show them a little grace that they got to get their money back, because I mean they're doing everything and they can't. The exposure's been tremendous, but and I would say that maybe ESPN comes up with a way to actually have a second feed that you could pay $50 to watch without the commercials. But here's the problem. You still got all that space between the matches. What are you going to put in there instead of a commercial?
I'd like to talk
like
to someone.
YouTube TV the moment.
Maybe unless you had some dedicated content to pay $50 to watch it. Yeah. So then you would, like, between the matches, you would have like interviews with the participants in the upcoming. And
well, the people that watched on Netflix internationally were saying that they were getting
a good solution here.
The international fans said, watching on Netflix, said they got a lot of the Hogan documentary that's getting dropped on Netflix.
Oh,
they got a lot of that.
So that could be another revenue stream to help ESPN. But then WWE's going to want a piece of that.
So I mean, I want to talk to somebody that was in the crowd and see, their thoughts on it.
Oh,
I get it. I mean, I get it. Not have, like if you're pumping one match after the other, there isn't a chance to go take a whiz or go get a cold beer or,
When I was a kid at the Sportatorium, World Class had like 10 minutes between matches.
All I know is if we had a Sweet Life at the show yesterday,
we'd all be broke today.
We all wouldn't give a shit about anything that happened because we'd been having so much fun. I think it was to me, it was like I sat here and watched it at home with nobody else here. Oh, my wife was on her phone beside me. One kid was at a sleepover. The other kid was across the street. So it was just me. So it was kind of like, If I was with all my buddies and we had a big group and we're watching or whatever, probably wouldn't give a shit.
Did you see the video of the guy that went ass over tea kettle like 3 rows down and he was sitting up in the cheap seats?
No.
So funny.
Oh, find it and send it to me.
Well, Dave LaGreca said on Busted Open this morning with Jonathan Hood that he actually enjoyed it because he was able to go to the bathroom. He was able to go get something to eat between matches. And that is another thing that probably why they do it. It drives revenue in the stadium. They probably have people running up, like they see somebody with a belt and they run up to because they're all pumped up now. They're going to run up and they're going to buy a belt from the concession stand, or they're going to go run and buy some food. Or did you see that somebody had a tomahawk steak?
Yeah, saw that.
$300 for a tomahawk steak. $2,000 for the ticket. $300 for a steak. Good Lord.
Where the hell are you eating a steak at, sitting in these seats that are this wide?
It's on a bone. It's a tomahawk chop. All you do is pick it up, and start eating. Hey, full caveman style.
Well, yeah, that checks out.
But when I was a kid, I had long times between matches. I could run to the concession stand. I could run and get me French fries. I could go back and get a hot dog. I could go to the piss trough.
Yeah, I missed the backstage segments too. There was no.
That would be fun.
There was no.
And they have time for that.
I mean, you're missing out. We haven't gotten Danhausen and Ron Simmons yet.
Damn.
So it's, you have the APA sitting back there playing cards, drinking beer with a funny segment, so we're missing those. But on to the ladder match, our second match that's going to be live on ESPN tonight. JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Penta, Javon Evans, Rey Mysterio, and Rusev. Pondwater, what you got?
Give me Javon Evans. This is a feel-good moment. This is like Zack Ryder 10 years ago. This is a feel-good moment. Javon Evans is going to do something maybe from the ropes to a ladder to get the belt. I think he's bouncy. I'm so on board. I'm so on board with Javon Evans. I think it would be a travesty to take it off of Penta right now. But then again, I'm not sure Penta needs it.
No.
But I think
he's good.
I think Javon Evans may get it, and he could turn around and lose it back on Raw Monday night. But I think much like Zack Ryder in 2016, that tonight is Javon Evans' night.
Timmy C?
My head says Javon Evans is going to win it. My heart would like to see Rusev win it.
I'm with you. I'd like to see Rusev win this. I think Javon does. Our odds for the match. Penta is your favorite at minus 175. Javon Evans, minus 125. So those are your two right there. Rey
if
Mysterio.
They put his little ass over, I'm turning it off.
Rey Mysterio's third best odds, plus 500. Dragon Lee, plus 800. JD McDonough, plus 1,000. And Rusev, plus 1,200.
Rusev's a good value bet.
I wonder what the odds were for Otis to win the Money in the Bank back in the day in 2020, when the briefcase just fell into his hands.
Probably pretty good because he was getting hot at that point.
He is entertaining.
Yeah.
Very entertaining. Not going to ever win match of the night. But man, that dude's made a good living having a good time.
They really dropped the ball with Cena's farewell tour with Rusev, because him and Lana coming out on a tank against Cena would have been a tremendous callback.
Coach Keith, you can see yourself to the door, please.
Timmy C, the world's largest Rey Mysterio fan.
Almost as bad as Darby Allin.
Here's the match I'm looking forward to the most, besides Oba and Brock, obviously. Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio.
The most talented Mysterio.
I ain't even gonna lie. That's not even hyperbole.
Nope.
That's not hyperbole. That's not.
That
I
kid has
think
put a
Dominic-
ton of work in,
Oh,
and
Yeah,
he's
something else.
excellent.
Because when he first came, at that SummerSlam we went to in 2021 or 2022, whatever year it was, man, he was green as grass and just nothing. This heel turn has been everything, and he is a bona fide superstar.
not since Dwayne Johnson went from being Rocky Maivia to The Rock has anybody transformed the way that Dominic Mysterio went from being Dom to Dirty Dom.
Yes. Were you surprised they announced the Demon ahead of time? It was stupid. They never should have announced it ahead of time. It should have been a surprise for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think that Dom should have really done something heinous. Like
On Raw last week.
he should have done something heinous to Finn Balor. And maybe Finn Balor had disappeared for a week, and then he reemerges at WrestleMania as the Demon. Because
But as a business move, it was designed to bring in the hardcores.
I mean, stretch your Jones outside the arena, throw him off a bridge, some kind of shit.
Should have done that to his dad.
Who you got, Dave?
Oh, the Demon. The Demon don't lose.
Timmy C?
Demon don't lose.
The Demon. The odds for this match. Dominic plus 400. Finn Balor minus 700.
Yeah,
they feel pretty
kill
strong.
if Finn don't win this match, you kill Finn. You've killed Finn Balor.
This is the way they build him back because Finn Balor has been a jobber for 4 straight years.
Yeah, you're done with him if he loses.
Because he never should have lost to Edge. That was the dumbest shit ever. And apparently that was a day
Edge
of.
went around behind him and just screwed WWE in the behind.
Yeah. I have never been an Edge fan. I can't stand Edge. And he blocked me on Twitter because he's a twat.
Yeah, that's why he's a twat. Ask Matt Hardy why he's a twat.
Yeah, because he got into his girl's twat. Here we go. WrestleMania Vegas. Our United States Championship match. Stupid ass Sami Zayn versus
Canadian.
The next big superstar, Trick Williams. Dude, between Trick Williams, Obafemi, and Javon Evans, the future is looking bright for WWE. You can have Oba on one channel and Trick on the other.
Yeah.
And it's Trick Williams is money.
God almighty. He's like Booker T that you want to watch. He's like he reminds me of Gino Hernandez. I swear to God he does. He's like Ric Flair and Gino Hernandez combined. I'm so high on Trick Williams.
And Carmelo. The work he's done recently and the fact that he was left off this card is bullshit. We could easily have an Isla Dragunov Carmelo match tonight.
I can't wait till she gets back after she's done having babies.
I'd been all right with Trick beating Carmelo for the title.
Yeah, that's Carmelo. Stupid.
Oh, that not who we're talking about?
No, we're talking about Carmelo.
Oh.
It didn't make any sense.
In Spanish, means girl, O means man.
You need to, you know what a good use of Sami Zayn would be right now? Would have been
fire him.
No, well but you know what we could have done? Made him El Generico and thrown him in there with the Americanos.
Yeah.
Americano.
Made him El Generico.
Would have been the first eliminated in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and we don't ever see him again.
El Grande Canadio.
Yeah, I mean that's. But you could have left Carmelo Hayes in there, and Carmelo and Trick would have been a much better match. And I'm not saying Sami Zayn can't wrestle. I mean, but he hadn't been interesting since he was busting everybody up on the bloodline.
All right, Dave, who you got?
Trick. This is Trick Williams' night. This is his coming out party. There's no way he loses tonight.
Timmy C.
I ain't ever seen Trick Williams wrestle, but I think he looks like he's going to beat Sami Zayn.
I've been a huge fan of Trick Williams since NXT when he first turned face because he was with Carmelo Hayes at first. And then they have this weird gauntlet match thing where you have to get points. And Trick Williams pulled it out right at the end. And the match was just incredible. And I'm like, you know what? This guy's awesome. And this was like 3 years ago. This guy's awesome. And I have enjoyed his work ever since.
I was watching TNA when he was TNA champion. That's how good this guy is.
So our odds, here we go, guys. This is a toss-up. Sami Zayn minus 115. Trick Williams minus 125.
So Trick is the very slight favorite.
Very slight. I mean, that's like winning a ball game 103 to 102 and a half.
Tick for the win.
Tick.
Someone's getting a tick bite.
Is that blue guy, that blue superhero? The Tick.
Y'all remember that Iron Man movie that you had the guy that was the bad guy, but he was like he wasn't really the bad guy, but they were putting him on camera to be the bad guy. He was played by
Thanos. Yeah,
by Ben Kingsley.
No, the Manchurian or the
Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he wasn't really
the British actor. Yes.
Yeah, he was just an actor to play the role. But as Ben Kingsley in that Iron Man movie, Sami Zayn looks like that in this graphic.
I hate Sami Zayn. He sucks all the fun out of wrestling. Your WWE Women's, whatever it's called.
Oh, excuse me.
Women's Championship. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. This match will be quick. This will not go 10 minutes. If there's a women's title match that should go 650, it's this one, not Stephanie Vaquero and Liv Morgan.
What are you talking about? Rhea Ripley can wrestle.
Jade Cargill can't.
I'm not
Brandon Phillips says otherwise.
And have you disparaged the good goddamn name of Jade Cargill?
It's not even Cargill. It's Cargill.
Cincinnati Reds legend, Jade Cargill.
Who you got, Pondwater?
I think that the numbers game is going to be too much for Rhea, and Jade's going to steal it.
Timmy C.
I don't think Rhea Ripley should ever lose. She should win every match.
I agree, but I'm telling you that there's going to be shenanigans.
I think Rhea wins. Our odds for this match, as Pondwater says, Jade Garkill plus
Jade
225. Rhea Ripley minus 350.
So Rhea's going to win.
If Rhea loses, there will be shenanigans.
Yeah, I think the numbers game has them.
Yep. Io turns, Jade wins.
I'm not saying that Rhea won't eventually get her.
Looks like it says 140 turns.
But I think there's a Charlotte Jade match coming.
140 turns.
I think there's a Charlotte Jade match coming, and I think we're going to get that before she loses the belt.
Why do we not have Julia on this card?
Because WWE doesn't know how to use her.
She's incredible.
Not the way they booked her. And I agree with you, Dave. I agree with you that she's incredible. But it's just like that.
No Tiffany Stratton.
It's like they got a flat tire and she's the air pump and they don't realize that they have it and they call AAA instead.
Well, they should call Triple H.
All right, it's our main event. The World Heavyweight Championship. Your champion, CM Punk, versus your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Pondwater, who you got?
Part of me thinks the tribal queef's going to win it.
Timmy C.
I'm
back to Pondwater.
I'm trying to. I picked Roman Reigns on the show Tuesday night with you, Dave, and man, I'm going to go Roman Reigns, but hopefully this is going to be something big to launch. If Roman just wins and then goes, sits home for 3 months and we'll see you in at the end of the summer, I don't want this, but if they're going to relaunch, maybe it's time to put the band back together with the bloodline that's just, and I don't mean one or two, but the whole damn crew. And I mean, completely screw Punk out of this and go super evil. When I say bloodline, I mean them all, like Solo and everybody on the same page. The Usos, hell, even get Sammy back in there. But let's just make it where they're going to run roughshod. And we're looking for everybody to have to come together to take down this version of the bloodline. If it's not that, it's just it's a waste to put the title on Part-Time Joe.
Timmy C.
As a person, I really like CM Punk. He was extremely nice to me the one time I met him. I hate him as a wrestler. I hope Roman squashes him. I feel like that the longer he is around, the more difficult he becomes to work with. And he's getting to that point now where he's pretty comfortable being back there. And
I think Punk has gotten along with everybody great since his return. And a lot of people think, we're at the tail end of Punk's run and he's going to be in management soon. Because apparently he and Triple H are on.
I mean, that would be the greatest face turn in history. I hope it is. And I hope I see him working with the young kids back there. I mean, I'm sure he's doing great work.
Behind the scenes, because when he's got a microphone in his hand, I just feel like he's such
he's electric.
He's a dude.
But he's electric. Yeah.
CM Punk with a microphone's money.
Yep. But does Roman have another movie he's got to go film? Because that'll tell you a lot about who's going to win this match.
See, and here we go, Darren. Does Cody get involved somehow, or Orton? Justin and I ended our show yesterday saying we need this WrestleMania to end with questions answered and not with a question. Last night's ending was kind of a cluster with it left more questions and more answers. There needs to be some answers tonight as to what's going on and what we're looking at in the future. I think Roman wins in my heart. But in my head, I want to go see CM Punk because of WWE's relationship with Netflix and everything they're doing. And how do you build off somebody who's not there? And I have issues with, if you're the champion, you need to be there. I had issues with that in 96, 97 when Hulk Hogan was in WCW as their champion. And I mean, he was there for a lot of 96, but a lot of 97, he was gone. I had issues when Brock came over and he won titles and he'd disappear for 3 months at a time. Yeah, why did Orton RKO? I mean, we need answers to this.
The only thing I can come up with, maybe he apologizes to Pat and say, I snapped, because he did snap and he attacked Cody and he punted him in the head. We hadn't seen that in years. So maybe he's just going to say, hey, man, you wrong place, wrong time. I just completely lost it. But other than that, it don't make no sense to me.
But you're top heavy. You got a lot of potential champions. You got a lot of young guys. I mean, at some point, just think about this. When you look at the roster, at some point, the future is going to be built around, like we said, Trick Williams, Obafemi, Javon Evans. Let's not forget Braun Breaker. A Braun Breaker Obafemi match, dude, sign me up. You still have Gunther. Seth Rollins is still there. You know, I mean, Gunther and Rollins obviously are getting a little older, but I mean, there's a lot there still. You don't need Roman Reigns. He can just, if Roman Reigns wants to show up once every 2 months or whatever, that's fine. But you can't be champion.
Right.
If you want to be the champion,
honestly,
you want to
Roman
be the, he doesn't. And if you want to be the flag bearer of the company, you need to be there. And to me, I don't think it's too much. Hey, you're on TV once a week. You're not even wrestling most of the time. I mean, the champions don't wrestle on TV anymore like they did in the Attitude Era and leading up and all the stuff. But if you're going to be the champion,
Well, here's my theory about all these high dollar part timers. They keep them tied up because they don't want them to go to the other channel.
Yep.
And that's it. They don't want them to go to the other channel. But they've got the talent to go into the future. They've got it. They don't need them. John Cena was used perfectly last night. Perfectly. That's all you need out of Cena. You don't need Cena in the ring anymore. You probably don't need Punk in the ring anymore. You don't need Roman in the ring anymore. Cody's got a few years left. It's just and look at the future. Gunther, Trick, Oba, the women. There's too many to mention in the women's side. This. I mean, their future's bright, as long as the people that don't have. But they're kind of in a turn. They're in a kind of a Time Warner. They're kind of in a Time Warner WCW situation. Because
their future's bright, but you're not going to see them in the ring much. When they wrestle, you're going to get a 3-minute match. Is all we get.
Because the people that are controlling the purse strings are more concerned about making more profit, and they're not. I mean, they're not concerned about what they're putting on the screen, and that's why Jake Paul's ventures are gaining so much steam and momentum.
Yep.
Instead of UFC's getting almost unbearable to watch.
Yeah, UFC's in the same boat.
But until
owners.
But until profit starts dwindling, on WWE, there's not going to be any changes.
But it's the same thing. Like UFC 327 last weekend, it was the lowest attended UFC event in Miami ever. People are stopping and going, man.
But the next time that Paramount has to re-up, or somebody else tries to bid on it, or maybe the money's when the money's not as good, that's when things are gonna.
Okay, we got to make changes.
Right. And
yeah.
Well, here's the deal with UFC too. It's not like WWE. You can make stars in WWE. If you're actually fighting, you can't really make a star. You have to have someone that's winning.
Yeah. And then, I mean, a lot of them are leaving.
I'm not arguing that Roman's not, but I mean, but that runs over. That runs over. The part-time stuff don't work. I mean, and
seems to work for Brock.
Hey, and I could care less if I ever see The Rock again in a wrestling ring. I don't get excited when The Rock shows up anymore.
Well, he's done with him. Older than you almost.
Yeah, I don't need to see The Rock anymore. I mean, unless you're going to trot him out there and somebody's going to do something to him. When you got to use a legend to get some heat, like Randy Orton spitting on Harley Race. I don't want to see Ric Flair show up anymore unless somebody's going to do something to him to get some heat.
All right, take us home, Dave.
There you have it. Night 2 WrestleMania tonight, 5:00, first hour on ESPN. You can watch the rest of it if you're international on Netflix or on the ESPN Unlimited app, which I have because I like sports. So
same.
It's going to have it regardless whether WWE
is on my big sports story yet.
I mean, if WWE was not even on ESPN, I'd still have this app because it's incredible for being a sports fan that doesn't live in the area where your sports teams are. And I can watch every Florida State game. Baseball, basketball, football. I can watch it all.
And wrestling.
And now you have wrestling. And
yeah.
And it ain't the wrestling we grew up with, but it's what we got. So
and everybody talks about having to pay for the extra app. I mean, if you have YouTube TV, cancel it and go to Hulu Plus. It comes with ESPN Unlimited. Later this year, when YouTube TV gets ESPN Unlimited, cancel Hulu, switch back. I'm not paying any more money, and I'm getting it. So
I have all the apps anyway, so I don't give a shit.
It is what it is. And y'all come back Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time, talking wrestling with Palm Water and Amy. We're going to recap WrestleMania. And also, Amy was on location in Las Vegas, so she's got some really good WWE World WrestleCon.
What do you mean? Amy's here right now. Hi, Palm Water. It's Amy. I sure enjoyed night 1 of WrestleMania, Kentucky.
I hope she kicks you in the junk.
Amy was driving from Nashville home and was listening to the audio of it last night. I had her on the phone.
I love Arn Anderson.
She's got some really
got a nice wiener.
She's got some really good stories from the weekend, so we're gonna have a good time this week on Talking.
Well, I
Wrestling.
think I'm gonna hop on tomorrow if anybody wants to join Timmy or whatever tomorrow night and do a night 2 recap, just so we can talk about either how shitty it was or how great it was. So Jandy will be doing schoolwork, so it'll be easy for me to pop on in and say what I gotta say.
All right.
So with that being said,
guys,
thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you on X.
Thanks for watching. See you next time right here on Markout Moments.